even death can save you from me. Mog Radio proudly presents the Diablo podcast because they didn't think there were enough Diablo podcasts. This is the Inferno.
Welcome to the inaugural edition, the grand opening, if you will, of The Inferno, a show dedicated to the game Diablo 3. I will be your host, Ivan. You may know me from Old Republic Radio. If you do, great. If you don't, I am not surprised. But we here at Mog Radio really wanted to do a show on Diablo, simply because we didn't think there were enough Diablo shows out there yet, so we thought we'd add ourselves to the mix. And since we're all freaking going to play it, so tonight we're gonna talk to you a little bit about what kind of our expectations are, or are our expectations based more in the past than in the present. Also, we're going to be looking at an interview with a very special guest. Mr. Deckard Cain joins the Inferno cast this evening for a quick little interview. And we'll also be introducing you to some of the fun little antics you can expect coming up on the Inferno. Well, now that you know what the show's going to be about, let's meet the players. First off, he is going to be your master of boss tactics. He is great.
That's what the arrows are for. You put them through the head of the boss. I keep telling you this over and over, Ivan. I don't know why you don't understand it.
I guess why I need
head
to.
And they die. Okay?
The instruction in this show is simply going to be for me. He is our lore master. He is Cash.
Stay a while and bring a towel. Did I say that? That's not how I rehearsed it.
Wow.
What?
She is the most evil female you're ever going to meet. Terrible Tara. Tara, welcome to the show.
I'm not evil. I'm just misunderstood.
Ah, of course. Always. Evil spelled backwards is live.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a place to role play, he will find it. He is Parasite.
And I am in a wizard's outfit right now.
Awesome. Or it didn't happen.
Oh, he is the granddaddy of all gamers. He is Surtas.
Stay a while, but don't bring a towel.
Leave the towel alone, right? He is our master of all things community related. He is Oakley.
What is going on? I don't know why I'm here.
You know what? You're the noob.
I am the noob.
This
is strange territory for me.
Just for all of you that didn't know, Oakley's never played a Diablo game in his life. He's going to start his journey on Diablo 3, so we're very excited to have a noob on the show. Get some raw data going on. Yeah.
Really?
Yes, that's
wow. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
I haven't popped the cherry in a long time. This is going to be awesome.
All right. Last but not least, he is the lead writer for every website we've got. He is Kalindel.
Have you ever noticed that Deckard Cain sounds like Robin Williams and Sean Connery had a very, very hairy baby?
Okay. Maybe. I don't know. Deckard Cain, Robin Williams. All right, cool. So there you go. There's the show. This is the cast. The Inferno starts right now.
Fresh meat.
call this the meat grinder. This is where we're going to grind up this game one level at a time. But since we have no game to grind at the moment, and most of us chose not to play the beta, and I think simply we chose to do that because we've been really busy playing other games, and I think it kind of slipped our attention for a moment. But what I really want to talk about tonight was just about everybody with the exception of Oakley. We've all played this game. We've played Diablo 1, we've played Diablo 2, and here we are, 12 years later on Diablo 3? Is that right?
Yes. It's been a long journey to get where we are.
Right. So here we are 12 years down the road. And as a generation of people who have played all these games, I had to ask the question, and I'm asking the question to everybody, are we excited about this game because we're living in the past? Because, I can think back to Diablo 1 and Diablo 2, and seriously, some of my fondest gaming memories actually come from those games. So, let's just go around the room. Greats, are you living in the past on this thing? Or are you really excited about all the things they've added and what they're doing right now?
Looking back on this game a year ago, I looked at it and I'm like, it's just a little, polished gem. Right. D2 was a big gem at the time, but
it was.
With MMOs and everything that's come out, this just seems like a little more polished. But the closer we get to it and the more I look at it, it's like, it's not just a polished gem. It's the huge continuation of that gem.
Right.
And it's streamlined things, made things simpler, and just really made it nice and bright. And I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be one of those, $60 games you pick up, you play for a long time, and then you put it back down. But I think it's going to be a very excellent game, and the closer we get to it, the more excited I get for it. So,
are you bummed out?
Sitting here waiting.
Are you bummed out at all that they took out the Scroll of Identify or the Scroll of Town Portal?
Not one bit at all.
Okay, cool.
Give me those 4 slots back, please.
So be it. Sertos, how about you, man? Are you living in the past?
No, not at all. Of course, there's some nostalgia there, but just like Great said, they've taken something that worked really, really well, and even though there's been all these other games that come out and have tried to use the same formula with some success, Blizzard comes back and says, you know what? I'm going to remind you why we're Blizzard. And we're going to go ahead and pull out Diablo 3, and we'll have you all drooling, and now you can catch up again. We're going to take a 12-year hiatus, and then we're going to come out with a game and make you all catch up again. That's the beauty and the magic of what Blizzard does, and that's the beauty and magic of what this game is. It's awesome, and they're turning, they're causing another paradigm shift in gaming with the auction house. Or whatever they're calling it. But it's ridiculous. It is seriously ridiculous.
Yeah.
That would be referring to the real money auction house or the RMAH.
Yeah, go ahead and explain
the real money.
Yeah.
Okay, who wants to take this and explain it? Who's got the best grasp of the real money auction house right now? Great.
Shocked you asked that question.
For those that don't know, when the guys have questions about anything with the games that we're on, they always turn to me. So if you're catching us for the first time, expect to hear me whenever there comes a question about a good
Greats
game
is R. Deckard Cain.
Yes, and all I have to do is say,
stay a while and listen.
He's just not as slutty as Deckard, but he's our Deckard.
Lord, there we go.
Real quick precursor, as far as Sertos goes, just remember Diablo 2 was the precursor to WoW, so we all know what giant WoW has become. So we're coming out with the follow-up to Diablo 2 right now, so it's going to be big no matter what. It's not necessarily going to run as long as WoW has right now, but it's going to be awesome. Now, off to the real money auction house. So in Diablo 2, especially when you first started out within the first 2 years, you had people literally selling items on eBay. And this harkens back to the EverQuest days as well, when, people would start selling accounts, characters, and basically what pretty much any gamer that has played any type of MMO has become familiar with. of gold farmers, Chinese gold farmers, character spamming or character farming, power leveling by paying for it, etc.
Yeah,
that's all come out.
For those people that don't know, the genesis of all that really started in the EverQuest, Star Wars Galaxy days and Diablo 2 days of selling accounts on eBay. So then all these little companies said, well, why don't we just go on and farm some stuff and sell it off? Absolutely, Grace.
Yep. So that's where this whole thing stems from. Now, the Real Money Auction House is meant to slightly combat it while also making Blizzard a little bit of money, which a lot of people were like, oh, they can't make money. Well, to that I say, they made the game. They're allowing you to do this. They're making it so it's legal. Of course they're going to get a small cut. They're a profit company. The Real Money Auction House is you do an auction house, you put an item up, you put it up for a certain amount of money. Someone buys it, you get the money. Or vice versa, you go and buy an item for $5 and pay for it with real money. And before anyone starts worrying about that, there's also a gold auction house. So you can put it up and pay gold for it. So you don't have to use real money to get an item too necessarily. It just depends on where the item is and what you want to do, if you want to farm it or you want to pay for it. As far as the direct system goes, the Blizzard takes a 15% cut if you're transferring it to a PayPal account. But you can also use it to put in a Blizzard account, quote unquote, and pay for items off the Blizzard store, such as plushies, World of Warcraft Game Time, other games, StarCraft 2, etc., etc. So you can use it to buy more Blizzard stuff, or you can suffer the 15% fee, which, come on, give me a break. It's their fee, oh well. Because they have to process it and everything and get actual money. So out of $15, if I sell an item for $15, they're going to take about $2 of it, and I'm going to get $13.
Wow.
So not really a bad system. And this is just going to make it harder for the Chinese gold farmers and item sellers that are trying to do it in mass to come and ruin the game like they ended up eventually doing in Diablo 2. And like what they do, they don't ruin the game in other MMOs, but they really make it annoying to be there.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah, so this is going to help combat that.
And Parasite, get in on this because, for those of you who don't know, Parasite works in the game industry. So it's always good to get his insight and stuff like this. This is a big experiment. Are we going to see down the road possibly if this thing works, we're going to see other games adopting this really quickly, especially MMOs, aren't we?
Yeah, I almost guarantee it. This was one of the things that I'm most excited with, just on an interest level, just to watch and see how it goes. I mean, like Great said, I mean, this has happened in past games, I mean, by eBay and all that, but to see it actually controlled and done in this manner, it's going to be so crazy just to see how it evolves. I mean, you can end up having people where their full-time job, you're like, hey, what did you do for work today? It's like, oh, I played Diablo all day and I made $500 selling items. I mean, the fact that someone could turn this into a job of playing a game and selling items, it's amazing, it's groundbreaking, and I just really can't wait just to see how it grows throughout the years.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Cash, help me out here. You living in the past? How you feeling about real money auction houses? Just give me the whole big pile.
I think the Real Money Auction House is going to be something that's definitely new for me. Sure. And I'm a little bit in Oakley's boat where I did play Diablo 2. I did not play Diablo 1. So there's going to be a lot of learning for me, a little bit of nostalgia, just based off of the fun that I had in Diablo 2. But the other big thing for me is, and I think we've already mentioned, is that this is Blizzard. They are a known commodity. I played a lot of World of Warcraft, so you know what? It's one of those things where maybe Blizzard is coming out and saying, you know what, check out this big bat. And just smacking the market with it. And I have been watching it for quite a while, so I am excited that the auction house is something that's new for me. I'm going to be all over it.
Yeah, I'm excited about it too. And honestly, I don't even know if I'm excited to sell anything on it. I'm just excited to really see if it's a success. I got to see if people are willing to spend real hard cash for in-game items for a non-MMO game. And if it happens, really, I mean, I'm going to tip my hat to Blizzard right off the bat for having the foresight to see it actually happen. That would be absolutely amazing. But let's be honest, this thing operates kind of like an MMO too, though, because I mean, Diablo 2 I think is still getting supported, isn't it?
Yeah, Diablo 2 is still supported. And the thing we got to remember, when Diablo 2 was out in the first 3-ish years, people were always buying items for in-game cash. They were just doing it through third-party providers. Now Blizzard's going to actually legally make it possible to do that.
Yeah, true.
So
true.
Smart.
And additionally, this isn't the first game. Parasite, you were saying where people could basically make a living, playing a game, because early days people were doing that with EverQuest. They would, these guys were making $100,000 a year selling items on EverQuest and selling, accounts on EverQuest. But now Blizzard has taken something that was done illegally and outside the terms of service.
Right.
They brought it fully into terms of service and made it easier and safer for people to do that. It's just silly.
Yeah, now it's like a true business, which is just crazy.
It's crazy how they turn things around.
Well, and not only they turn it around to make it legal for us and to empower the player and keep us away from the gold farming spam, but they figured out a way to make money off of it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably going to make millions of dollars off of this in like the first 6 months. It's going to be crazy. Tara, get in here. Carte blanche, whatever you want to talk about.
Okay. Well, I was just thinking, I'm not living in the past really about Diablo. I mean, it's 12 years ago, right? Sure. A lot of time has passed. A lot of good games have come by. Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, I don't even remember Diablo 2 well enough to go, oh my God. Because let's be honest, I mean, we've had some great games come out since then. Sure. But as far as real money goes, I'm bittersweet about this auction house. I know that I know for a fact that I've known people that have been swindled through EverQuest, through playing, World of Warcraft, paying real money for in-game items. And at the same time, there's part of me that it kind of goes against the spirit of the game. Because then those awesome items are going to the highest bidder. And then those areas are camped out by people that just, I don't know. Like I said, I'm a little bit torn about it.
Well, we're not really talking about a camped out scenario here.
No,
because
that's
it's more
true.
of a single player experience. I mean, we're not going to.
Yeah.
I mean, if we think about it in terms of MMOs, absolutely right. Camped out areas.
I guess I just don't understand why you would want to buy something versus earn it.
Well,
it's a game.
And I think what the thing is, though, is here's the two sides of the coin. You've got Blizzard, who's a developer and is putting millions upon millions of dollars into a property and a product to put out, which millions of fans are going to buy and consume. And and let's look at World of Warcraft and its huge success. How much money a year do you think they've lost to gold farmers? How much do you think they've lost a year to illegal item sales, to gold farming sales and things of that nature? How much money have they lost not only because of those transactions, but also trying to enforce this on 10.2 million subscribers? And now let's go ahead and just let's compound the issue now because it's Diablo 3. Diablo 3 doesn't have a subscription. This thing is going to sell millions upon millions of copies, and it's going to be in existence for a long time. So I think they're just trying to find a way to keep the money going back to them rather than going to these, these third-party gold farming people.
Yeah, and the nice thing about the way that they're doing this, I mean, to Tara's point about people getting scammed in the past, is because it's going to be controlled by Blizzard, there won't be any scams. If you didn't get your item, then you contact customer service. You can put in a ticket or however it will be done, but pretty much you can guarantee that you're not going to get scammed if you're actually spending your real money.
I'm actually pretty sure that the item will be offered up. And then, matter of fact, you won't even have Blizzard's automated systems will take care of the exchange. Same time.
Correct.
So the money will be offered and the item will be offered, and then once once they agree, it'll switch, and so then there'll be no way to scam somebody. Really,
exactly.
Think of it like something off of Amazon, where a person puts it up, you buy it, the money goes to them, they send you the item. Or even simpler than that, it's just linked directly to credit cards. You use your credit card to pay, their credit card gets the money, or vice versa. There is absolutely not absolutely. There's always a way, but from the theoretical standpoint, there's no room for fault. It's buy, get, and you get your money if you sell it.
Well, I guess it seems to me like the industry has done a 180 from saying, from a moral standpoint, this doesn't really go with the spirit of our game, to, you know what, you guys we're not making money off of it, and that's what's wrong with it.
Yeah, I think.
Well, I think that they realize it's going to happen anyway. So putting it in a controlled environment is much better for everybody. And since it's, people are going to pay, why not as them as a corporation? That's what they're there for. They have to make money. So, and people are going to do it anyway. I mean, people are probably still selling items in Diablo 2. I haven't been in that game in a long time, and so there was rampant cheating in there where people were duplicating items, offering up for sale, people getting ripped off. This case, they know people are going to sell items. So why not make it a way so it could be safe for those who want to sell it, and then they make a little scratch on the side too.
And people are going to be addicted to it. And that's the other thing too. Is am I wrong by saying that this is going to be browse? You can access it via your browser anywhere?
I thought it was only via the game.
Okay.
But
I
don't bring an
I
app
haven't
out.
seen any direct answer to that either way, Cash, just so you know.
I mean, I would almost anticipate this being something that's going to be available on an iPhone app or on a smartphone app or via browser base, so that when you're at work, you're going to be able to access this stuff, and you're going to have people that are just as addicted to this auction house that are they're addicted to the game. So that in itself brings a lot of longevity to it.
Okay, and I think maybe in the future they might do that, but I think right now it's just accessible inside game. But I do agree completely with Tara here. I personally am not a huge fan of it, but by saying that, I may sell items on there, but I'm probably never going to buy any. Because I just prefer to go out and do the work for it, or to get it from an auction house for gold. But there are a lot of people that only come on and play an hour a night, but they still want to get the really cool stuff.
Right?
They want to have that best one, and now they're actually going to have a legal way of doing it.
Isn't a lot of this stuff going to be random anyway, just like in the other Diablo?
Of course it is.
Going to be random.
It's Diablo. Of course it's going to be random. Not until you put the identify spell on it is it going to roll itself up and decide what it is. I know it doesn't.
So that kills the whole. That kills the whole. What do you call it? Farming for stuff. I mean, because you have no way of knowing when a particular item is going to drop.
Right. Oakley, get in on this. I haven't heard a word from you yet.
I've been mulling this over, and I think that for me, in a perfect world, I don't like a real money auction house. However, this is the real world, and there are very greedy people out there, and I think that this is one of the best things they could have done, because it does provide a very, very, very controlled and very safe environment for people to come and spend real money if they choose to do so. And I don't think in any way that it's going to be any more enabling than anything else would be. Plus, it's legal, and you're not going to get ripped off, or you're not going to be supporting really bad people in this world. Now, this will probably make it more accessible to much more people, so more people probably are going to get exposed to wanting to spend their real money. But I think that the pros outweigh the cons here, at least on my part.
For me, I look at it this way. I would rather see the money cycle for all this stuff that's going to happen anyway. Let's be honest. Let's take the real money auction house out. This stuff's going to happen anyway. I would rather see the money cycle back into the company that has developed and supports the game. Because if they've got more money coming back in from it, there's a really good chance they're going to put more content out for it. And if we love the game, we're going to want more content, are we not?
Yeah.
I am seeing a couple
content
of issues here, though.
Go.
In World of Warcraft, one of the big issues is people hacking accounts, selling off people's items, and then selling gold. The real money auction house is going to allow you to sell items, but there's still going to be gold, and there's still going to be that gold auction house.
Right.
So you're probably still going to have gold farmers in some fashion. So you're still going to have that issue. you're still going to have people hacking accounts and selling people's items and sending it to other people. So you're still going to have that issue. So while this might cut down on it, it won't necessarily get rid of these issues. It just will have a few more protections in place.
Well,
at which point, I'm kind of wondering, why not just go to a free-to-play model like so many other games and just monetize different gear levels that people can just buy?
It's completely free though. Yeah. It's not an MMO. It's a $60 play, and the rest of the time is free.
Just give it away free, then just itemize the items.
They already do, Cal.
I hope they sell towels on the auction house.
Back to the towels.
You know, there's one thing though, and this is something that we should definitely say, because this is Blizzard. I'm assuming they're going to have authenticators for this game. Are they not?
Ooh.
Yes, they already do. So you
can
go and buy an authenticator.
You want to do that.
You can use it on your phone. Yes.
And
go ahead. Oakley, what is the authenticator?
Yeah, I mean, the authenticator is essentially a device. You can get it on your phone as well, but it does a randomized number algorithm that is directly tied to your account. So nobody can log into your account either in the game or on the website too, I believe, without that code. And it's virtually impossible to hack that code. It's that good of security. On top of that, my buddy just had to go through the process of getting his authenticator removed from his Battle.net account with Blizzard, and the hoops that he had to go through to get that authenticator off was staggering.
Wow.
It was incredible. He had to give photo ID and had to write an essay about what happened and why he needs it. Like, literally, I'm not kidding. I was just talking to him today, and he's going through this, getting prepared for Diablo. And oh my god! So it's a great level of security. It really
we would like
is.
you to send us your picture ID and a 500-word essay on why you think we should.
Yeah,
literally.
I actually can confirm that I had an issue with my WoW account.
Wow.
My password, my email address changed. And so then my account got hacked, and I contacted them and said, "Hey, my account was hacked."
Right.
They said, "Okay, you need to send us the credit card. We need the number. We need a copy of your ID, front and back. We need you to tell us when did you set this account up." They asked all this stuff, and I'm like, I didn't need any of this crap to set up the account. So they're stringent.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, do I need to send in a pint of blood too? I mean, what the hell?
But you know what? I'll tell you what.
Back.
The thing is, I just had an issue with my Battle.net account getting everything set up for Diablo 3, and they have the process streamlined, and they're extremely responsive and extremely quick in getting it done as long as you're holding up your end of the bargain. So they're serious about keeping your account secure, but if there is an issue, as long as you do jump through those hoops, albeit there's a lot of them, they're very fast at getting back to you. So I had zero complaints there.
And I'm all about it, secure the heck out of this thing. And isn't it so funny though? We're talking about, and it is so funny, as the fact that we run another show that deals with an MMO, and this entire conversation feels like we're talking about another massive multiplayer online role-playing game. But actually, we're not. We're talking about a $60 standalone game with authenticators and everything else, man. It is absolutely amazing to me what they're able to generate here. Just in the simple fact that, we're all like, oh, man, the real money auction house, wow, and oh, well, better have my security in there. Here's your authenticator. And it feels like I'm going back in another MMO.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep.
So, okay. So we're okay with real money auction house, got some mixed feelings on that. I'm going to miss, and I'm going to be the only one here that's going to say this tonight. I'm going to miss the Scrolls of Identify and the Scrolls of Town Portal. I'm going to miss them because there are so many key moments in my Diablo life where I ran out of those things that led me to some of my greatest gaming moments ever. That I'm going to kind of miss, and I'm going to have a nostalgic loss for those quirky little moments when I ran out of Scroll of Identify and I found this new weapon, and I thought, well, I'll just equip it and try it, and we'll just kind of, gauge, well, is it killing things quicker and things like that, just because, the guesswork you'd take into it. And I think I'm going to kind of miss that. But in the hindsight, I got to say though, I am going to really look forward to the fact that when we're grouped together in the game, I've got a flag I can press in game that'll transport me. If I go back to town to sell things, you guys can keep moving, and I can teleport myself right back to you guys in the action. So
Nice.
very exciting. I mean, it's some of these changes. Not a stat-based game anymore. This is based on levels. How do we feel about that?
That one's interesting. I mean, coming from anybody that's played Diablo 2 a lot,
Right.
I mean, you could pretty easily screw yourself over by placing the wrong stats.
Right.
So on one side, when I was first hearing that they were doing this, I was like, I don't quite like that, like coming from a hardcore player side. But I do understand the reason to do it, to really make it more open to the masses. And I think once we get it in our hands and start playing around with it, I think there's a reason for everything that they're doing. I'm sure it was play tested and figured out. So right now, I believe that it's going to be good. I can't wait to actually try it, but I'm excited just to see the little tweaks that they've made from Diablo 1, 2 to now 3.
Yeah, I know I'm probably going to take a little bit of flack on this because I know this is Diablo, but the one thing, as a guy that's really into lore, I'm really into character creation, and one of the biggest things that I dislike so far is the fact that you cannot customize your character right at the beginning. It's male or female. Now, albeit they look incredible. I've stared at a lot of YouTube videos and browsed the websites ad nauseum, and they look amazing. And especially all the gear that you can get as you level through looks awesome. But I really would have liked it if I could have had a little more character customization. Although my particular class I'm gonna play, I think he just looks sick right off the bat. But I'm a customizing guy,
So
Right
that-
there with you, Cash.
And for that, we get down to the fact, though, that this is just a $60 game and not a full-fledged MMO. So, I mean,
right.
you got to make compromises, unfortunately, somewhere in those. And it's just like any other like Xbox game or PC, well, most PCs games that you get, not counting the Elder Scrolls or Mass Effect, where you don't really do much character customization. Even Mass Effect, like Mass Effect 3, Mass Effect 2, you really couldn't customize your character as much as you wanted to. But
And since it's not an MMO, too, you're not going to be standing around with like 100 other
Exactly.
players that look exactly like you.
Yeah.
Saints Row the Third could do it.
I still like the customization just for the immersion.
That's it.
But I think that the Diablo series has always relied on its gear to customize your character as opposed to you flipping around the little
gameplay.
sliders. Yeah, and the gameplay and the the trees you go up and things of that nature. But Cash, I really thought there for a second when you were talking about staring, I thought you were actually going to be like, and I have stared at a lot of men and women in my life, and I can say these are really good looking men and women. Okay, great.
A lot of women, yeah. The men part, not so sure.
Well, I mean, we all look
I've
at
been
people.
like staring at men.
I didn't say. I was talking about Cash actually in the long run there.
Bring a towel.
He just likes staring at cash.
Well, don't forget your Diablo 3 towel, Ivan.
Yes, but Tara
Right.
didn't. Isn't it? Isn't it more of a gear customization type of thing here?
Yeah, it is. And that's one of the things I love. I love shooty, looty.
Yeah, I do too.
That's what I call it. Yeah.
And that's one of the things that we will be doing here on the show is every time we do a show, come to our Facebook page, and you are actually going to see screenshots of our characters and what gear we have on and how we've progressed up and through the game. So we're definitely going to be trying to be as transparent as we can with how we're playing the game, how we're playing the characters. And I think one thing that we'll be doing that I think you'll have a lot of fun with us listening to the show is the fact that every one of us we will have all character classes represented on Diablo 3. We'll be able to talk to you about strategies and things like that, as well as we'll be grouping while we're playing the game. So it should be a lot of fun. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so.
It will. Don't worry, Noob Sauce. You're going to be just fine. We'll crutch you
ouch.
along.
Double
I
it.
got the noob sauce out.
It's okay. I'll help teach you, Oakley. First,
Yeah,
you left
but
click.
he's gonna min-max the crap out of this for all of us anyway.
Oakley's gonna be like, yeah, I'm a demon hunter. I've got everything all maxed out now.
Yes.
Okay,
We've
how-
identified the intellectual in the room.
Oakley's going to quit the show. He's like, I've made $3 million in the auction house. I'm out, bitches.
Sorry, guys.
We're coming in and trying to fight a boss. Oakley comes in, one shots him. We're like, what happened there? What have you done? Well, I learned some really cool stuff about this when I wasn't around you idiots. And
on Inferno, he comes in and one shots it.
Yep. Doink. Oh, geez. That's not good. All right. Cool. So I guess we're not living as much in the past as we thought we're going to. But I really think what I'm excited about is I think Blizzard's not going to leave us high and dry, us old players. I mean, one of the segments we're going to be trying to do is called the skeleton in the barrel, which is actually going to be Easter eggs that we see from other games, from the other Diablo series, where they kind of harken back to 2 or 1 or things of that nature. And we've heard that there's a lot of stuff in there. Obviously, the skeleton in the barrel is one of them. So, I mean, I really think they're going to do the fans some justice here and kind of give us some of that old stuff. What do you guys think?
Well, Ivan, this isn't the first time Blizzard has had a long wait before bringing back an old IP. Just not too long ago, I remember I was waiting for a game that they were doing a sequel to that the original was 12 years old, and that was StarCraft, with StarCraft 2.
Amen to that.
And they did it wonderfully. They did a great job at drawing in the old players, attracting a whole new audience, and it's blown up bigger than ever before. And I think they have a real good shot at doing that with Diablo 3. They're generating a lot of good buzz. I've been playing in the beta. It looks good.
Yep.
It plays well. I mean, if they can just keep on going smoothly like they are now, they're going to do it again.
This isn't going to be a Duke Nukem. I guarantee you that.
Oh, no.
Wow, you brought Duke.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah,
they crapped the bed on that thing. They waited so long, and then all of a sudden, here comes Duke Nukem. All the fans are rabid for it, and then it's like, womp, womp, womp.
Well, that's what happens when you pass an IP around through all these different hands.
Right.
It turns into crap.
That's what happens when the original developer spends $15 million budget on strip joints.
Yeah.
And they call it research.
I don't know about you, but I think that was money well spent.
And they call it research. That's where that comes from.
That bought one nice lap dance.
Last but not least, let's go around the room. I'm going to go around the room, and I want to know what character everyone's going to be playing. What's their first character they're going to roll in Diablo 3. Surtas, start us off.
Major Barbarian.
Barbarian is Surtas. Cash.
Monk, because he's a bald-headed badass, just like Cash that's going to play him.
There it is. Oakley.
I think Demon Hunter, but I might change my mind when I actually get the game. So we'll see. I'm not sure yet.
Dude, Oakley, the Demon Hunter is built for you.
I know.
Every
it is.
game I've ever seen you play, you've got a guy.
I don't know if I want
to
jump on the bandwagon or not.
Great.
Hello, I'm Greats, and I will be putting arrows in everything you can absolutely see.
Demon Hunter, very good. Tara.
I am a little bit undecided between the Demon Hunter and the Witch Doctor. Demon Hunter, I think, sounds good because I love the Amazon in Diablo 2, and I just said I wasn't living in the past, but here I am. My Amazon's so wonderful.
Right.
Maybe Demon Hunter, yeah.
Kel?
Well, I hate to jump on the bandwagon, but it's either going to be Demon Hunter or Mage, or Wizard. Sorry.
You know you're going to go Wizard, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I like the pointy hats, but shooty, two
shooty,
crossbows.
definitely.
Don't you shoot disintegration beams with the wizards?
Yes, but 2 crossbows.
And chain arrow.
Yeah.
Parasite?
Disintegration beam?
I will be making it rain toads and playing the Witch Doctor.
Nice.
Very nice.
And
we don't have a bar.
That's awesome. The
No,
plague.
Surtas is a barbarian.
Oh, okay.
You weren't here for that, were you?
No, I'm sorry.
Last
The
but not-
name sounds cool. Demon Hunter.
Last but not least, in the event that we need to fill a gap, I'll fill a gap and play a character that's not been mentioned. But I think for me right now, I really want to go Witch Doctor because that guy just looks creepy. He looks he looks like he's detoxing off of like an alcohol binge. That's why I really want to play him. He's just shaking all the time. He looks really just like, listen, man, I got some stuff in me. I'm not sure how it's going to come out. In about 5 seconds here, I'm going to be shitting some lightning all over all of you. So just stay the hell away from me.
He's got white eyes and big old earrings and that big bottom lip.
Whoa!
That's why he needs the towel.
They got Johnny Depp to play the Witch Doctor?
Wow.
Witch Doctor. I'm all about it. I think, and that's one thing I love about Blizzard too, is like every game, man, every time they up the Diablo series, they always are like, oh, hey, here's a really effed up character class for you. You know, Diablo 2 is the Necromancer, and this one's Witch Doctor. You're like, yes, so disturbing. I love it. All right, so there's us. There's the character classes. Meat Grinder is ground out for this episode. So why don't we go ahead and move on to a little lore time with that.
Tonight we'll hear the tale of our world, Sanctuary. For all the years before now, the high heavens and the burning hells have waged a nigh endless war against each other for domination of our very creation in what has been called the Great Conflict. Each side has never been able to claim victory, as each has found a way to turn the tides of war in their favor. Inarius, one of the archangels of the Anguirus Council, grew tired of the endless conflict and created a world where angels and demons could live together peacefully. This world became known as Sanctuary. The World Stone was created in order to hide Sanctuary from the high heavens and the burning hells. On this world, angels and demons interbred, creating the first generation of humans known as the Nephilim, who proved to be very powerful beings, stronger than both angels and demons. Inarius and his partner Lilith parented a child by the name of Rathma, but secretly, Lilith planned to use Sanctuary's population as her own personal army. Inarius disapproved of her plan, as he wished power and glory for his own on this new world. Eventually, both the prime evils of the burning hells and the high heavens learned of the existence of Sanctuary. Through much deliberation and strife, it was decided by the Anguirus Council that the world of Sanctuary would be left alone to prosper. It was also decided that the memory of all mortals of Sanctuary was to be cleansed, so the population as a whole could start anew, and unaware of the forces that had created them, ultimately, this may lead them to their own destruction. So heed my words, children. The darkness and light are among us, but both fester powerful motives. Which will you choose?
As promised, this week on the Inferno, since we really can't talk about the game yet, we thought we'd bring in a very special guest just to spend a few minutes with us and talk to us a little bit about their experiences in-game and in creating the Diablo series. So please give a warm welcome to our guest, Deckard Cain. Deckard, welcome to the Inferno.
Hello.
Nice to have you, man. Now, Deckard, you've been entertaining us for years now as our guide in the Diablo universe. How are you feeling with Diablo 3 so close to release?
What a fortunate turn of events.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. And we're all, I think, in the same boat with you, just really excited that the game's coming out. But what I really want to do is turn it over to the cast now and see if they had any questions they wanted to ask you. Tara, why don't you go ahead and get us started?
Well, hey, Deckard. I was at BlizzCon about 3 years ago, and I ran into Farah, who you've worked with in the previous Diablo games. So I was wondering, what's your take on her?
There is something about Farah that troubles me.
Oh, could it be her drinking? Because she seemed really drunk when I talked to her.
Yes.
That's funny, Tara. I actually ran into Machif at E3 around the same time, and he was just going around to all the media asking him to write an article about him and all the work he was doing for Amnesty International. Deckard, have you spent any time with Machif outside of game?
Machif is an interesting man. Have you spoken to Jaren yet?
No, he won't return my calls. I think he's just avoiding public events altogether.
Well, allow me to break in here. Since we're talking about characters you work with, I heard that during the production, Elzix was also playing pranks on you, and that's where the devs got the whole idea of the skeleton in the barrel. Is that true?
Elzix is quite a scoundrel.
I bet you he is.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord, I bet you he was. Grace, did you have something for him?
I did. Hey, Deckard, I'm great.
Hello.
My main focus is game systems, and I thought I'd quiz you a little bit on the transmutation system.
Excellent.
So, when you're transmuting, what does 6 gems and 1 sword transmute into?
6 gems plus 1 sword transmute into a socketed longsword.
Nice. That's exactly right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
man.
Awesome.
This is a great victory indeed.
I bet you it has. I bet you it is. Deckard, we don't want to take up too much of your time. Obviously, we know you're doing a lot of press stuff right now for Diablo 3. But do you have time for just a couple more questions?
You better hurry.
All right, cool.
Okay, let's get moving then. Hello, Deckard. I am Cash. I'm the lore master here, and I'm a big fan of the game lore. I was wondering if you wouldn't mind sharing with us the tale of Horadrum as only you can tell it.
Ooh.
Stay a while and listen. They were an ancient confederation of mage clans who sought to bind the 3 prime evils for eternity. The Horadrum are now nearly forgotten, and it appears that the bonds they wove are unraveling.
Wow. That was awesome, man. Oakley, didn't you have a question for Deckard?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to move away from the game a little bit and kind of talk about your personal life a little bit. There was a rumor floating around that you and Lindsay Lohan were seeing each other for a while. Do you have any comments on that?
Have I told you about the Horadrum?
Yeah, you just finished telling Cash about that. Are you trying to avoid my question here?
Be careful.
Oh.
Okay.
Righty.
Yeah. Let's just leave that one lie, dude. Sorry about that. Sertos, didn't you have a question there?
I sure did. Hi, Deckard. I'm Sertos, and just had a couple of questions for you.
Help!
There a problem here?
Diablo is heading east for some foul purpose.
Diablo is heading everywhere come this Tuesday. East, west,
Yes.
north, south. What?
Okay, hold on. Sertos, maybe we might have pushed Deckard a little too far here. Maybe it's time to let him go.
I thank you, friend, for coming to my aid.
Oh, okay. What the hell is this guy's problem? As soon as I start asking questions, he flips out.
Okay, hold on. Hold on, man. Okay. Why don't let's just cut this. Let's just go ahead and kill this then. Okay, then Deckard, it was really great having you on the show. We do wish the best of luck to you on D3 when it hits stores on Tuesday. So thanks for coming on the show.
Farewell.
Next time, Deckard, you're going to stay a while and listen.
What an
We here at the Cast Mog Radio like to have a lot of fun. We also like to just, at least one of us really likes to write songs and parodies of songs, typically. So this week, as a little treat and kind of a foreshadowing of things to come, we do have tons of antics, and so we will be leaving you with the sultry sounds of Parasite and his tribute to Diablo 3, "Oh Diablo," to the song Desperado.
Oh, Diablo, break out the soda and Funyuns. You've been crawling dungeons for so long now, playing hardcore. It's called that for a reason. These things that are fighting you will kill you somehow. Don't you fight the queen of spiders, boy. She'll lead you if she's able. You know that teaming up is always your best bet. Now it seems to me swords and things have been dropped under the body, but you only see the ones that you can get. Oh, Diablo, break out the soda and Funyuns, come down to the dungeon, open the gate. It may be raining poisonous toads above you. You better let the monk heal you. Let the monk heal you. You better let the monk heal you before it's too late.
Congratulations, you made it through the first Inferno. So did we, and we're all still alive.
My right arm's kind of hanging limp. I think I'm like turning into zombie grates now.
Zombie grates. All right, we're also excited about the game coming out. We hope you guys are too. Don't forget, Diablo 3 is hitting stores this Tuesday. Get out there, grab your copy, start playing. This show is going to be a bi-weekly event. So what we're going to do is we're going to take about a week off and play the game and see how far we get. And then what you're going to hear us doing is talking about the game as we experience it, talking about some strategies that have helped us, some builds in our character classes that are helping us as well. But please send us your emails with questions as you're playing the game. We'll try to answer them for you right here on the show, or any comments or things you'd like to hear us discuss on the show as you experience it in the game as well. Our email address is inferno@mog-radio.com. So feel free to stop by the website, also mog-radio.com. That's where you're going to find the Inferno, but you can also find our other show, Old Republic Radio, which is the show dedicated to Star Wars, The Old Republic. Also, feel free to check out the Coming Soon board, as I think we even have another show in the works. We just can't stop working on it. But as always, I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time out to share their expertise this evening. A special thanks to Deckard Cain for joining us on the show. And with that, the Inferno will be closed, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Farewell.
Bye.
Bye.